You about? Come here. Right. I'm gonna head on over to grab some coffee. It's actually pretty chilly out, but still, it's okay to grab a nice coffee on a cold day. Very sore today from a football game yesterday. Um, I just wanted to. I was reading through some of my comments, and yeah, I decided to do another video. Today is about some personal success stories I know about with the usage of medication, and the truth is that every single person that I know that takes medication, which is a lot of people actually, which I don't like that, doing much better, or doing very well. I mean, better than myself actually. So, who are taking the right and proper medication. So, I fought the system. It's like that song, I fought the law and the law won. I fought the system for a long time, and some people can get out of that. And I've heard and read people's stories where they say, oh, well, now I'm finally recovering. I'm finally getting out of this from this medication usage. I think you're just actually finally figuring out the ways to deal with your life. Anyway, let me just jump into it. So, I'm not going to give out any names, but, and I remember very specifically, like, I was at a gym, right? I was the guy that was trying to do everything to not be medicated. And I was at a membership at Gold's Gym. It was this really big gym. And basketball courts. And I'd go run on the treadmill and I'd see all these people. And I still felt this disconnected from everybody and everything. And I was out in the parking lot considering suicide. I'd go to the churches. I'd park at churches, and I would just think about killing myself because of how dark I felt inside and how lonely and foggy I felt all the time. And I remember one particular day I pulled up to the gym. So I'm trying, right? I'm not the guy, and no offense to those guys and women, we're all different. But I wasn't like at home just snoozing all day or refusing to go out. Or I know what agoraphobia is. I know how bad that can be. I know that if you let your mental health problem take you over, then it's a hell of a road to get back. So I forced myself to do things, and that whole idea of fake it till you make it, fake a smile, fake it till you make it. I mean, I was faking it my whole life. At what point do you actually make it? And I was facing that realization. Was like, why I'm not making it. I gave up alcohol and cigarettes and caffeine and sugar, started exercising, going to the gym, doing everything that all these books tell you to do. I'm just listening to this new self-help book. It talks about how sedentary we are and a poor diet. No, man, I did all that. So I believe that there's a lot of people out there, probably a majority of people, who are suffering with depressive illness, depressive-like symptoms, anxiety, and that could be directly affected by poor nutrition, and that can make incredible gains for a lot of people, including myself, as far as regulating sleep, providing energy, and it's one part of a very large equation. Some people, it's a very short equation, and damn, they ping that they were low in folate and they're good, or their omega-3s were low and then they're good. But after you overcome that and see that you're just not getting better, you're not making it like myself, I'm still doing everything I can. I'm still in the gym. I joined a league to do ultimate frisbee with some people. I went out every day to parks and talked to park rangers and try to be social. I was doing it. I was not comfortable, and I was doing what they all said you should do. Trying to live my life normal. I was going home for the holidays and being just miserable. Just miserable, just waiting to be better, like a lot of these people out here. Yeah, I was doing it, but I wasn't making it. Anyway, I just wanted to give some, background as to why this is so important to me. And if I do get cut off here in a second, it's because there's like a black hole over at the Starbucks where I'm going to be going to. But yeah, so I was doing everything that you can do and you should do to get better, and I just wasn't. And that was without medication. Until finally I decided to try the medication, Lamictal, out in the gym parking lot, thinking about killing myself, even though I had all these medications people want me to try, and the pressure of that was scary too. I didn't want to take medication. I didn't want to try it. And so I'm sort of in the middle. Like, you've got medication people that are like, they love their meds, they would marry their meds, like my grandma, God rest her soul. And then you got people that hate it. Take some amino acids. You need to adjust your amino acid levels. Oh, we've got candida. You need to do some this and that. Oh, you got withdrawal. All this bullshit. It's bullshit, lies. And all it is from somebody that is suffering themselves, trying to infiltrate the rest of us, because misery loves company. Misery loves company. And this is sad, and I'm going to admit it. And it might make you think less of me as a person, and that's fine. I've got friends that I talk to that are dealing with shit worse than me, and when they're starting to do really bad, I start to feel better. When they're doing really well, I feel very lonely, because misery loves company. So a lot of people out there who are suffering, they ramble on about this. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, somebody could have a disease with similar symptoms, and they're going to just tell you that you're going to go through what they go through. So that's the big part of what I'm learning, is identifying your own experience with other people online is just terrible. Get away from that. Okay, and then I'm gonna ping some of these things, and then I'm gonna go. I had a friend who was so depressed, she couldn't even get out of bed. She couldn't feed her kids, and she wasn't on meds. Okay, she wasn't on any medication. She couldn't even feed her kids. She was talking about death and suicide. I mean, she had no energy to do anything. I mean, it was over for her. We talked for months and months, and finally, she tried a bunch of natural stuff, didn't work. Then she jumped on Wellbutrin, and she was a whole new person. A whole new damn person, like, for real. And I was a little sad because I lost my friend, because we used to talk every day about how miserable we were. And she very quickly got back to work. Got really good at her job, did all the things she needed to do. She got the divorce she needed to get and met someone that she loves. She went from not even being able to get out of bed, not even being able to go to shop at the store. Okay? She went from there to traveling around the world, parties in like different countries and stuff. Like, and then she didn't want to talk to me no more because all I was a reminder of her former self, because I still wasn't better. And a friend who was so bad he ended up in the hospital, tried to kill himself. And I called him from that parking lot and I said, hey, you know, how's it going now? And he said, oh my God, I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life. Just went on and on and on. He never felt better, and it was because of the new medication that he had just been put on. I myself, would be in a wooden box if it wasn't for medication. I also, let's see. Sorry, I'm turning around here. I'm getting ready to make an order, and then I'll get back to the video real quick. Hold up.
Welcome to Starbucks Pacific Square. What can I get started for you today?
Yes, can I get a half calf iced latte?
Half cup iced latte, what size?
Grande with coconut milk.
Alright, grande half cup iced latte made with coconut milk. Anything else for you today?
Nope, that's it.
$4.96. Come on down.
Thanks. Actually, I have cash today. That's very rare. Very rare for me.
$4.96.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just keep the change.
4 cents. Oh.
You can throw all that in
thank
there.
you.
Yeah, sure.
Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. You too. Cruising with my dog today. Tinkerbell. I'll show you her in a second. Anyway, so I know people that were so bad they were cutting themselves. They ended up trying to commit suicide. Actually, a very close family member, and she got put on meds. She was on meds from 13 to 18, and then she jumped off of them. She was on 2 meds, and she jumped off of them, and now she's doing amazing. She had like 30 days withdrawal, and then that was it. She's doing great. Doing really, really, really great, actually. And I called my grandma who got put on Zoloft, and that's a really hard time in her life, and so forth. And doctor recommended that. She was also on a slew of other medications, but my grandma was traveling all over the damn country with my grandfather. My grandfather is probably one of the number one. Went from a complete asshole that hated everything and everybody to being a very loving, calm, fun to be around person. He's on like 6 meds and he's traveling the whole country. He's national than I am, 30 years older than me. So that's just a few. That's a very few examples. I'm driving. I'm trying to think. That's just a few examples. A friend of mine's mom. She was on meds, and they were helping her, and then she lost her son to an opiate overdose. 20 years old, and she very quickly fell into this funk that was like I mean, she didn't leave the house for like a year. She didn't cook, she didn't clean. She was just a complete zombie, complete mess. And, you know, like, she jumped on Latuda or whatever, Zyprexa or something. And she calls it her happy pill. Now that's all she does is go live and do life. And we got so many stories like that. And sometimes people can't, like, okay, you got kids, you got stuff you got to do, and you can't wait for that. I have a friend that I met on here that he actually originally responded to one of my CBD oil videos, and because he refused to take medication. Super cool, funny, very funny guy. Even in his own, know what was happening to him. He had gotten depersonalized after a series of stressful events, and impregnated a woman. And after a flight, had got depersonalized, and then from there entered into an abyss for talking. For 8 months, he slept on a futon at a friend's house in a very unhealthy environment. And he ended up trying all these natural things, like, because he didn't want to take meds. He didn't believe in meds and all that stuff. And one day jumped on Klonopin. We call it just Klondike bars. He jumped on that, and didn't really feel much. Didn't really help him. He got back into school. He's now raising his daughter. He's got his own place. I mean, talk about, I've seen it with my own eyes. I mean, transformations that are truly transformational. And me, the whole time, I was the one sitting up on my ivory tower of blackness, pointing down, like saying, "No, medications are the devil. They destroy lives," and they do, actually. A lot of people do, but it's like a 9 to 1 split. So it's like, take your chances or not. It's up to you. It's individual choice. I'm not going to tell you to take meds or not to take meds. I don't know you. I don't know how bad your situation is. But I do know that I don't know one single person personally. I'm not talking about all the internet bull crap. But I don't know one person personally that took meds and felt worse. Everybody I know, and I probably count about 30 people that are taking psychiatric medications, that it absolutely changed or saved their life in a positive way. And that's just a reality that I've had to come to live with. I could sit here in my car thinking about suicide, talking to people who are out there at cookouts and having a great time with their loved ones, because I'm researching alpha-lipoic acid and Alcar and all these natural vitamins and minerals and all these things that I'm trying to do, and go paleo and do all these things. And they do work for people. They do work for people, a lot of people, but they did not work for me. And at a certain point, you fake it till you make it. If you're just not making it, like I wasn't, I had to just make a decision. It was either suicide, start doing some drugs, psychiatric hospital, which they would have put me in. They would have put me on meds anyway, forced me on meds, or try to get back on something that I know that works. And that's what I ended up doing. And as a result, I was able to start to run my business, raise more money and funding, and help with my family and stuff. And I'm not taking the right stuff in the right dosages, so I'm still trying to get to that level. But those are just some examples of some amazing stories that I've encountered. And anyway, yep, good luck, guys.